The circulatory system, also known as the transportation system. The circulatory system consists of the heart, blood vessels, and blood. The system transports oxygen and nutrients to body cells. It also transports CO2, carbon dioxide, and metabolic wastes away from body cells. The heart is a muscular hollow organ called the body's pump. It weighs less than 1 pound and is the size of a closed fist. It pumps an equivalent of 2,000 gallons of blood through the body every day. It's located in the mediastinal cavity between the lungs, behind the sternum, and above the diaphragm. The average adult body holds 4 to 6 quarts of blood. The 3 layers of the heart. The endocardium is the smooth layer of cells that lines the inside of the heart and is continuous with the inside of blood vessels. It allows for a smooth flow of blood. The myocardium is the muscle middle layer and is the thickest layer. The pericardium, or epicardium, is the double-layered membrane that covers the outside of the heart. Pericardial fluid fills the space between the 2 layers to prevent friction and damage the membranes as the heart contracts. The atrium is a muscular wall that separates the heart into 2 sides. It prevents blood from flowing between the right and left sides of the heart. One-way valves in the chamber of the heart keep the blood flowing in the right direction. Blood is carried through the body in blood vessels. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. Capillaries connect arterioles with venules, and veins carry blood back to the heart. Cardiac cycle, or heartbeat. Diastole is a brief period of rest. Systole is the period of ventricular contraction. Blood pressure is measured systole over diastole. Arrhythmias are abnormal heart rhythms that can be mild to life-threatening. Life-threatening arrhythmias are treated with defibrillators. They're devices that shock the heart with an electrical current. Pacemakers are small battery-powered devices with electrodes. They deliver electrical impulses to stimulate contraction. Fixed pacemakers deliver an impulse at a set rate, and demand pacemakers send an impulse when the heart's rhythm is different from the set rates. Blood is made up of 55% plasma and 45% formed elements. The elements include erythrocytes, which are red blood cells that are produced in the red bone marrow. It contains hemoglobin, which is a complex protein composed of a protein molecule called globin and the iron compound called heme. It carries both oxygen and carbon dioxide. Thrombocytes are platelets, fragments or pieces of cells because they lack nuclei and vary in shape and size. Thrombocytes help with clotting. Neutrophils phagocytize bacteria by secreting an enzyme called lysozyme. Eosinophils remove toxins and defend the body from allergic reactions by producing antihistamines. Basophils participate in the body's inflammatory response by producing histamine, a vasodilator, and heparin, which is an anticoagulant. Lymphocytes provide immunity for the body by developing antibodies and protect against the formation of cancer cells. Monocytes phagocytize bacteria and foreign materials. Plasma is 95% water with many suspended substances. They include blood proteins such as fibrinogen and prothrombin, which is necessary for clotting. And they also contain nutrients like vitamins, mineral salts or electrolytes, gases like CO2 and oxygen, hormones, and enzymes. Circulation of the heart. The inferior vena cava brings unoxygenated blood from the lower part of the body and the superior vena cava brings unoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body. The unoxygenated blood enters the right atrium. The tricuspid valve opens and the blood goes through. Blood then enters the right ventricle. The pulmonary valve opens and blood enters the pulmonary artery, the only artery to carry deoxygenated blood. Blood then enters the right and left pulmonary arteries, where they branch off into the lungs to get oxygenated. The oxygenated blood then gets taken back to the heart through the right and left pulmonary veins, the only veins in the body to carry oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood then enters the left atrium. The bicuspid or mitral valve opens, letting blood through. Blood then enters the left ventricle. The aortic valve opens and blood goes through. Blood then enters the aorta, the largest artery in the body. The artery branches off into coronary arteries. The first branches go to the heart, the next branches to the head, and then the aortic artery arches and branches all over the body. Conductive pathways. Electrical impulses originating in the heart cause the cyclic contraction of the muscles. The impulse starts at the sinoatrial node or SA node, which is also known as the pacemaker. The impulse then reaches the AV node or atrioventricular node, which is a group of nerve cells located between the atria and ventricles. Then, the electrical impulse goes through the bundle of His, which is nerve fibers in the septum, divides into the right bundle branch and left bundle branch, which carries the impulse down through the ventricles. These impulses are measured by an electrocardiogram or EKG or ECG. Please see the description for a link to a Quizlet with diseases of the circulatory system.